We recently surveyed a number of business owners on why they feel so busy. Basically, they have more work than time. And why is that? Number one answer to the survey was, it's always been that way. They've always felt like they have more to do than they have time to do. And the second answer was, it has more recently happened over the last 6 to 12 months. And it's because they have more business. They actually have more clients. Clients they have bigger projects. And here's what I know: when you are constantly busy, your team is constantly busy, you're leaving money on the table. Which seems kind of odd to say, especially if the reason that you're constantly busy is because you have more work than you've ever had in the past. But I can guarantee you that you are leaving money on the table. So here are 3 things that you can look at to see if you're leaving money on the table. The first one is big projects. The first thing that happens when we get busy is we bump the start date, or we get partway through a project and we postpone continuing to work on it because we're doing the emergencies. We're trying to get all the things we have to get done right now, and we say we're going to get to that later. Look in your project management system. You'll be able to tell how many times you've bumped a due date, or when you initially had something started and when you paused it to come back around to it. You may also have deleted out or took out the date to come back to it entirely. You need to put that back in. So that's one place. Another place that you're leaving money on the table is things are falling through the cracks. Bottom line is, absolutely, we know that when you get busy, things fall through the cracks. Some areas to check: not following up with clients, not checking in on your vendors. Are they billing you properly? Are you getting what you need to run your company? Are you ordering on time, or are you waiting for things to come in? Is your tech working? For example, I just had a client recently where the contact form on the website was working, but the automation wasn't, to where they weren't getting the notification that people were contacting them, and there were messages just sitting there. People asking for information, not getting any responses. And then finally, a place where you're leaving money on the table is in inefficient processes. Meaning that because people are rushing, you have multiple people double doing, is how I call it. Like 2 people are working on the same project and they're not coordinating what they're doing. And so you find out they both did the same part of the project. Or people are rushing, and so they're getting to a meeting and they're unprepared. And so you're wasting time catching people up or trying to talk through things that should have been done well before everyone got together. And you're getting into the meeting with no agenda, and no one really knows what to talk about, and you're spinning. Remember, when you have an hour meeting, look around at the hourly rate of everyone in the room. That's how much time you have invested in that meeting. If you're sitting there, more work than time, know that you're rushing. Your team is rushing. That means you're leaving money on the table. Those are 3 places that you can look at to see, hey, is this a problem for us? Are your big projects still moving forward, even though you're busy? Are things falling through the cracks? Are you still following up with your clients? Is all of your tech working the way it's supposed to? And then finally, are your processes still efficient? Are your people prepared for the things that they need to do? Are the people working on the things they need to be working on? Hope this helps. I would love to know, when you are super busy and your team is super busy, where do you look at to make sure that you're not leaving money on the table? Post below.